everybody. Welcome back to Stan's Garage, bringing you everything you need to know for effective IT management. One question for you. Do you know if you're doing everything you can to strengthen your business's cybersecurity protections? The fact is, no matter what size or industry your business is in, cybersecurity must be made a priority these days. Every business with digital assets faces cybersecurity threats. I'll admit it should be easier for business owners to track where they stand when it comes to cybersecurity. So I'm here to help. That's why I put together a checklist that will help you to identify risks, protect assets, and prepare for worst case scenarios. In this video, we'll be going over some primary steps you can take so that you can better understand where your vulnerabilities lie and get you one step closer to defending your network. If you'd like to follow along, I'll include a link to a PDF version of this checklist in the description below. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number one, you're going to want to inventory your assets. Seems pretty straightforward, right? You want to know what you have. If you don't take inventory of your assets, how can you possibly protect them? Right? Taking an inventory of all your business's technology is an important first step. This should include all company desktops, mobile devices, network equipment, any owned mobile phones or iPads, all the things that you want to ensure you keep track of. And then also don't forget to document all the software and applications that are in use. Over time, this is obviously going to evolve, so plan to update it regularly. If your inventory includes mobile devices, you're going to want to make sure that they are encrypted. You should also be able to wipe these devices clean at any time. There are various technologies that have gone into them in the past. Mobile device management is something you're going to want to look into. That way, if any of these devices are stolen or missing, you'll be able to control the data. Number two, you should be performing regular risk assessments. Having an updated IT inventory list will obviously make this an easier task to perform. In addition to the hardware and software you have to secure, you'll want to determine all your other data assets. For instance, if you work in healthcare, you have patient health information to protect. You're legally obligated to. If you have a retail business, client payment information needs to be protected. Now, in most cases, your platform that you use to process those payments will take care of it, but you're going to want to verify that with your card processor. Trade secrets, personal information, and market trend data are examples of other important assets. The part you play in the supply chain may also put you at risk. An expensive data breach at a major big box retailer began with unauthorized access to the IT systems of its HVAC company, right? While going through this assessment, think about the most critical threats you face. For example, extreme weather events and natural disasters can be more prevalent depending on where you live. Those are parts of a risk assessment as well. Perhaps hackers frequently target the industry you're in. If you're in finance, they go where the money is. You should also be including whether or not you're still employing certain outdated technologies. Number three, major point on this list is to maintain a strong password policy. Not implore you more to implement a solid password guideline. I read recently 123456 is maybe the most common password on the planet, also one that's very easy to guess. Now, doing this will only help in protecting customer, employee, and proprietary data. You should encourage everyone connected to your business to use password generators that ensure password complexity. Promote the use of a password manager to store all of those difficult to remember passwords safely, protect it with two-factor authentication. You're going to want to require and schedule password updates according to a set timeline or whenever there are data breaches. Obviously, again, use multi-factor authentication as an extra layer of protection to user access. Number 4, update and limit user access. Make sure you limit access for your users. Always fall back to a least privilege model. Only give people access to things they absolutely need and deny them everything else. Team members only need access to the resources they require to do their jobs. Be limited with who you grant admin access to. Number 5, protect those endpoints. That's typically your desktop and laptop computers, servers, but you can look at mobile devices, tablets, phones, etc. And with more people working remote or hybrid, your business firewalls aren't protecting the offices of all your employees working from home. Firewalls can check all incoming and outgoing traffic. So on those remote users, you're going to want to come up with ways to either protect the endpoints themselves that they work on, or implement certain zero trust models where all traffic has to route back through the office firewall. And of course, use endpoint security, antivirus, and threat hunting are just a few things you should keep in mind. Number 6, when necessary, you're going to want to update all your IT infrastructure. It's the operating system, web browsers, software, network equipment. Keeping them up to date should be part of your standard security policy. But at some point, those become unsupported as well, and you're going to have to seriously replace all the outdated equipment that is no longer being supported by the vendor, because they will regularly find vulnerabilities in them for hackers to exploit. If you think you can just rely on old legacy technology, I'd say think again. These are the first things cyber criminals will target, and a big way they get into some outdated networks. Number 7, secure that Wi-Fi. Change the default password or come up with more advanced authentication methods. Also, keep your company and guest data separated. Keep your Wi-Fi and your hardwired data separated. You might even want to disable Wi-Fi during off hours, because if a hacker's within range and they can guess your Wi-Fi password, well, now they've got access to your network as well, and you can start poking around, finding vulnerabilities there. If you've got employees that work away from the office, require them to use private and encrypted Wi-Fi. There's probably nothing less secure than your small coffee shop Wi-Fi. Number 8, regularly monitor for threats. You'll want to set up scanning to check for patterns and detect potential attacks or vulnerabilities quickly. Stay up to date on the latest threats. You're going to benefit from just knowing what's out there. There's plenty of news sources that will help you stay on top of things and know what to look for to remain proactive. Number 9, you're going to want to implement regular training and awareness. There are automated platforms for this. They'll send phishing emails, micro trainings. Oftentimes it's the employees that are the weakest link in your cybersecurity. Mistakes are going to happen and people can grow careless. So ongoing security awareness training should be a priority, and not just simply some small bit of training and onboarding or signing off that they actually read something. You might even want to test your employees every now and again to stop phishing emails and ransomware. The platforms we implement will send those at random and see who falls for them. So, and you're going to want to keep your security policies up to date and reflective of changing security threats, and you're going to want to communicate those new policies and offer training when needed. Number 10, back up your data. Obvious one, right? Anything bad happens, having a backup strategy can help secure your company's data. Best practices for data backup consist of implementing a data backup process, keeping more than one data backup, encrypting those backups, limiting access to those backups, and of course, testing them. Scheduling data backups regularly will help you through a hack or an emergency, but don't rely on fully automated backups either. Make sure you still use some form of human evaluation of the backup process. Right? And lastly, have a plan for incident response and data recovery. Sometimes you just got to plan for the worst. Data recovery goes a lot smoother and faster if you were proactive in evaluating and testing that process. Write down the steps or type them if you would in your preferred documentation methods. And if a breach occurs, natural disaster strikes, or plain old user error and deletes some data, know who's going to be responsible for what. Also, having a plan ahead of time will significantly cut down on any downtime as a result of data loss. Overall, every business needs to expect and prepare for cybersecurity threats. This checklist will help you gauge risk and put plans in place to protect assets and recover sooner. Now, our IT experts are here to help your business improve its cybersecurity status. Contact us today via our website, and as always, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Is there anything I missed when it comes to a business cybersecurity checklist? I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. And if you'd like to download this checklist, there's also going to be a link in the show description. And if you require any help at all in assessing your company's cybersecurity position, feel free to book a call with me. I'm Stan, via the Calendly link also in the show notes. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.